Hey everybody, welcome to Squad Pod Sports, where we bring you our thoughts on the latest games and sports news around the sports world, brought to you by the Sideline Sports Network. Week 5 is past now. A lot of losers, a lot of winners, some surprises, some not, some field goals made, a lot of missed.
A lot of them missed.
So, of course, we're going to have the Week 5 breakdown here. Week 6 predictions, of course. Got some NBA news going on in the world. NHL just started back up tonight as we're filming. So the
regular season
underway. Brand new team debuted tonight. So we'll talk about that. Of course, the bias bubble and the crazy sports stat fact of the podcast. So We'll hop right into it. There's a lot to talk about, man. Week 5, Thursday night football here. We have the Rams and the Seahawks. And
this was a real weird week as far as football goes. Not like really any surprises necessarily, but it was just a real weird week, and you'll see why as we go on here.
It really was. I mean, starting out with the first game on Thursday night, the Seahawks and the Rams, everybody kind of thought it was going to be like a shootout between Russell Wilson and Matthew Stafford over there. It didn't turn out that way at all. It was very defensive for like the first like 2 quarters. Like there was no touchdown scored at all.
Both quarterbacks hurt a finger, which was really weird. You know what I mean? Like, just odd.
Matt Stafford said just like, I played through worse, popped that bitch in, went right back to playing. Russell Wilson, it was a little bit of a different story. He had to actually sit out an old, what was it, Geno came in? Geno Smith. That's a name I haven't heard in years. I didn't even know he was still playing out here.
I didn't know he was on Seattle either, man, to be honest with you. I had no idea.
But he came out and actually played pretty well. He had 131 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. 10 of 17. He wasn't too bad. I mean, Russ, he was 11-17, 152 yards, touchdown, and a pick, so he did about the same. They did about the same.
And he got sacked twice.
Matt Stafford, man, he had like 360 yards, threw a pick in the end zone, which was pretty odd.
Yeah, he was close to getting 2 touchdowns there, but did end up having that turnover. But outplayed them. They got the win. That was the first loss for Seattle in those light green jerseys.
Oh. I didn't know that. But yeah, the Rams, man, I mean, we all know the Rams are a good team. Like, you know, they're going to stack up these dubs. And I like the Seattle's been so wishy-washy, especially to start the year. I mean, they're 2-3 now. But
they got the same record as my Patriots.
Yeah, you don't know what team you're getting each week. So, I mean, when it comes to having a comeback victory, I trust the Rams more than the Seahawks in that. You know, they're just a well-balanced team.
Absolutely. Especially, like, just at this point of the year here where we've already seen a good – not a lot, but a good chunk of film on both teams where you know what product you're getting out there. And then with Russ going down, it's over.
Yeah. I picked the Rams in that one. I'm pretty sure here.
I picked the Rams as well.
Yep. Then we go to old London for the first London game of the season. And we got the Jets and the Falcons.
Hey, no Jaguars this time. Very interesting. That's the home team over there. I don't know if they have 2 London games this year or what, but the Jaguars better get their London game again, okay?
Urban Meyer said, I'm not going to London. I can't do it.
What, London? Where's that? That's somewhere out west?
Nah.
Anyway, I ended up picking the Jets because I was delusional and I was rolling off of the week before where they surprised me, and I thought the Falcons were pretty fucking terrible, to be honest. Coming into this game, they had the same record as the Jets. So I was like, okay, go Jets.
And even after we made these picks, I saw that Calvin Ridley didn't travel with the team. And I was like, oh, great. Yeah. Now, like, I thought for sure, I was like, all right, the Jets are probably going to win this game at this point. Man, the Falcons turned it up. They didn't really do much the second half, but, like, they got out to a lead early, and they were able to hold it. They didn't blow the lead.
Right. Kyle Pitts, like we were saying, where is he? He's really not having that game. 9 receptions, 119 and a touchdown. That was his game.
Blew up.
Happened to be in London.
Yeah, and Matty Ice had no picks. Matty Ice was in full effect, had 342 yards and 2 touchdowns. He balled out. I mean, Zach Wilson had a pick and 192 yards.
He tried to catch up.
I mean, the score makes it look closer than it actually was, the 27-20.
Right. For the most part, 20-3. Like, it was looking pretty bad, you know.
Yeah, but Atlanta, they were able to pull out that victory over there in London town.
London town, yeah. But like I said, I picked the Jets. You picked Atlanta.
Yep. The next one here, the Bengals and the Packers. This one went to overtime. What a well fought game! Like it was neck and neck. It was a knuckleball game. It was
This
neck
was
and neck the whole
definitely
time.
a knuckleball game, and even with the Packers, just scoring 16 in the second, having that hot second quarter, they couldn't run away with the game.
Yeah.
And look what happened, man. All these missed field goals. What in the world was going on with Crosby? I just don't understand. At least he redeemed himself and made one. But
he was able to make it. Yeah. Week 5 saw the most missed extra point attempts in NFL history with 13.
Jeez.
So we saw another record get broke this year.
Oh my god.
The season.
That's ridiculous.
It is. It is really ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, the Packers, they were able to pull it out. Old bad man Aaron Rodgers put him in position, get that field goal multiple times.
Devontae Adams.
And Devontae Adams, yeah.
Mm-hmm. On 11 receptions, 206 and a touchdown. That's wild, man. That's a great game. Aaron Rodgers only had 344, 200 of it went to Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Aaron Jones had 100 yards too on the ground. So I mean, everybody was rolling on the Packers.
Right. And they still only put up 25 points, which is just odd. It was a tough, like you said, a knuckleball game, as we call them.
Those Bengals are looking good, man. I mean, even with their banged up O-line and Joe Burrow putting himself in harm's way like Carson Wentz every week, he's like, dude, they took him to the hospital for like a throat contusion or something after the game.
Apparently he's good.
Yeah,
but
apparently he's
the
good.
fact that we're only 5 games into the year and you're already at the hospital, man, that's not a good look. So
and even apparently Aaron Rodgers told him after the game, like, start sliding, don't dive. Just slide.
Don't do all this crazy shit, man.
Yeah, you have a long career ahead of you. Slide. And he get his head slammed in the ground. You saw it later in the night with Danny Nichols.
Mm-hmm. Look what happened.
But
another breakout game for Jamar Chase, man. 159 yards for him and a touchdown. I saw something like only him and Randy Moss have put up the stats through their first 5 games. Like, as far as wide receivers. Like, under 21.
Rookie of the year, man.
This dude's going to be rookie of the year. So, Alex's pick's wrong and my pick's wrong. I already took the Justin Fields one off. I don't even see it up there. But Alex's Najee Harris rookie of the year prediction that he made back in May. That's still possible, but it's probably going to be Jamar Chase.
Yeah, there's a lot of season left, though. We'll see.
Yeah.
But the Packers, I think we both picked the Packers in that one. We know Aaron Rodgers is going to come out with the dub in that one.
This next one here, I was very reluctant with my pick, but I'm glad I did it.
Which one?
Philadelphia, Carolina.
Right, Philadelphia, Carolina. Philly, this is the worst win I've ever seen in my life. Like, they could not do anything on offense for like the first 3 quarters, man. It was crazy. Defense balled out. Darius Slay with 2 picks, and then you had Steven Nelson on the other side get a pick as well. So we had 3 picks. Javon Hargrave, Beeson, Sam Darnold, man, he did not look good. Like, because they were putting pressure on him the whole game. He looked rattled.
He really didn't. And the Panthers are a team that I think will be like the Browns in a season or 2, where they're building for the future right now. They're getting pieces here and there, and watch out for them in another year or 2 where they'll end up surprised. Like the Cardinals look right now. Like they're a team that seems like they're building. I don't think Sam Darnold is anywhere near Kyler Murray. Don't get me wrong. But I think he could be a decent starting quarterback for you, like Eli Manning. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to be hurting your team necessarily. I know he threw picks today in the game against y'all, but it's just like a learning process here. So even if he's not the quarterback of the future for him, I still think the Panthers are building towards something special there. But a loss to the Eagles here.
I mean, it doesn't help they were missing Christian McCaffrey either, and they were missing some pieces on defense. They had some defense players hurt. But
missing
Chuba Hubbard,
right,
I've never heard of this dude in my life. He had 100 yards. He was rushing all around. DJ Moore was only held to 42 yards and no touchdown. Robbie Anderson was held to 30 yards. And then like the Eagles, I mean, Hurts only had 198 yards and 1 interception. He didn't have a a passing touchdown. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, but 1 interception.
Yeah, but hey, it's all right because it's still early in his career as well, and he got the dub, so that's all that really matters.
Exactly. I mean, they came back from like 18-7, and they just rolled right through. Or is that like 18-3?
15. I think it was 15-3.
15-3. Yeah. I was surprised, man. I was at the point. I took my jersey off. I was preparing for the loss, and then I was like, oh man,
they pulled it out though.
They pulled it out. We'll talk about the next game then. But we both picked the Eagles on that one.
Yep, got another dub on that, and you'll see a trend here for Wyatt. He has not got a loss yet, so I have my one with the Jets. So on this next game here,
yeah, the next one was the Vikings and the Lions. Heartbreaking again for the Lions, man.
Dude was crying after the game, man. Like that's how you know it was heartbreaking. He just couldn't even. He's like, man, like you said, these guys they fought so hard. Like
they fought so hard. We prepare so hard every week just to come play. We try to win this game. They're so close. But the Vikings, they've been notorious for missing field goals in this kind of like to win the game. They were able to make it this time. I think it was just because of the Lions. The Lions are cursed at this point. They're 0-5.
I'll be willing to make a bet with you right now that the Lions get a victory this year before Jacksonville does.
You think so?
Especially after that performance from Dan Campbell in the press conference, they're absolutely getting a win before Jacksonville.
I could see that. Yeah, especially with everything going on with Urban Meyer. Who knows?
But we both picked Minnesota in that one there, so we got another win.
They might win one before the Raiders and win another one, man.
Yeah, for real. We'll see.
But the Vikings, man, they were able to pull it off. Kirk Cousins out there balling, like you said it the past couple weeks. Like he's putting on a clinic here. He did have one interception. Well, yeah, he was 25-34, 275 yards, but he was able to get it done when he needed to. No Dalvin Cook again this week. He's still hurt, but the backup, he had 113 yards. Justin Jefferson balling 124 yards still.
They're still a dangerous team, man. They're very good 2-3.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what they're going to be like by the end of the season, but that's a team you could see progressing and being like an above 500 team.
Right, possibly. Absolutely. I think they'll make the playoffs as a wild card.
They're going to be an overlooked team.
Yes,
going through the season. The Broncos and the Steelers here. Pick the Steelers because I knew these Broncos. I didn't know if Teddy B was going to be in there. If it was Locke, I was definitely going with the Steelers. Teddy B ended up playing. He had 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. Scores closer than it actually was. Broncos were behind pretty big throughout the whole game. Yeah. Pittsburgh kept rolling.
I picked the Broncos on this one. I thought for sure the Steelers offense wasn't going to be doing anything, but being a home game as well, man, they found the juice and they rolled with it there.
Yeah, I mean, Roethlisberger had no picks, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris had 122 yards and a touchdown. Claypool had 130 yards and a touchdown, man.
Yeah, but Claypool's going to have to step up now if Juju's out for the season.
Yeah, Juju's out for the season with a shoulder injury, which, man, that is not good at all. And he's on a 1-year deal, so who knows if he's even going to be back next year.
Him and Ben Roethlisberger leaving.
It's going to be a whole different Steelers team next year.
Just Claypool and, what's his name, Deontay Smith, or
Najee Harris.
What's the dude's name? Deontay Johnson? Or
and that wasn't Washington.
I can't remember. Oh God, James Washington.
James Washington.
I think he's hurt too, or he's gone. But Deontay Johnson, that's his name.
Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, that dude is something special too, man. So he had 2 receptions for 72 yards and a touchdown. So
yeah,
he's balling as well. But yeah, the Steelers, they got that win, but we'll see what they do the rest of the year here.
But yeah, I picked the Steelers in that one. I think you picked the Broncos, didn't you?
Yep, I picked the Broncos.
Next game here, old Tampa Tom Brady versus his old rival, the Miami Dolphins. And
Tampa Tom, at the age that he's at, okay, had his first ever 400-yard, 5-touchdown game. This was his first time doing it, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. We talked about this off camera the other day. Like, he keeps getting better. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't understand.
I don't understand it at all.
He's got like some kind of quantum flex drive where he's just like,
He
I don't
even did
have
it with
time,
like
doesn't
a hurt
matter.
hand. Like his hand was leaking blood and stuff.
Exactly. He had his best game of his career. Bro,
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
30 of 41 passing for 411 yards and 5 touchdowns, no picks.
No picks,
Crazy.
of course. What was
Antonio
his
Brown,
rated?
124 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans, 113 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like 2 receivers with over 100 yards.
Tom Brady almost had a perfect passer rating. He had a rating of 144.
Yeah, and a QBR 80.
They put Blaine Gabbert in at the end of the game.
Yeah, and Tom still had those stats. Like, been taken out early.
God damn.
Yeah, I mean the Dolphins, man, they just look terrible at this point. They're 1-4. They're not looking good on offense or defense. Jacoby, he's hurt, but he's still playing. Yeah. So I mean,
he's not looking good.
He's got to play
till Tua gets back.
Yeah, he's still on IR last time I checked.
Mm-hmm. But them Buccaneers rolling on just like normal. Like you said, Antonio Brown balling. They don't got Gronk right now, and they still put up 45 points.
He's out for a while.
It's insane.
Yeah. And then you got the Saints versus the Washington No Names. It was kind of back and forth for a little, and then the Saints just kind of put on the gas.
Yep.
And, they didn't let off. And, Philly kind of needed that help a little bit. So I'm thankful for the Saints.
Yeah. And Jameis had a nice Hail Mary, man, like at the end of the half.
Oh, my gosh. Right, yeah.
It was perfect. But nobody at Washington, jumped up to defend the pass. So it was
I love seeing those plays, like the Hail Marys where they're all clustered and someone ends up pulling it in,
I'd rather see that than somebody miss a field goal for 72 yards type of bullshit. You know what I mean? Just fucking throw a Hail Mary, man. You got the same chance, more or less. And if you catch it, that's gonna be 7 points. So let's go. Just throw the Hail Mary. Jameis Winston went for it, man. So I'm
Jameis Winston been throwing some bombs this season.
He has been. So he had 279 and 4 touchdowns. So he's got a lot of touchdowns this year. Let's see if he can keep it up. They're 3-2.
Kamara ended up with 71 yards and a touchdown as well. Taylor Heineke, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 248 yards.
Not a good game.
Yeah, not a good game. Washington, it seems like they're just playing from behind every team at this point, hoping they come out with a win at the end.
Everybody thought their defense was going to be better than this, man.
It's not looking good at all.
It's not, but we'll see because they're in the division, so they're going to have to really be fighting with you and the Giants because I think the Cowboys might end up. I mean, we do.
They're going to probably end up running away with it unless they get stopped a couple times.
Unless the Eagles keep winning and keep pace with them, you know what I mean. But it's going to be a tough division to win regardless.
No
matter
sure.
who you are.
I mean, at this point, I think it's Dallas's to lose though. At this point,
but even them, they're only a game or two above, So
yeah, it's still within reach at this point. I picked the Saints in that one. Did you pick the Saints as well?
I picked the Saints. Yep.
Nice. Titans and Jaguars here. Titans, they were pretty sour from losing, and so they had to come back against the Jaguars, and they had to put it on them. It was 37-19. Jaguars really never had a chance.
Derrick Henry, bro. This dude, I want to see Derrick Henry get MVP of the year.
Yeah.
And give it to him this year for what he did last year and this year combined type of shit. He earned this shit. 3 touchdowns, 130 yards. They're just feeding him the rock as many times as they can right now, and it's amazing.
Yeah, we're 5 games into the season, and he has 640 yards and 7 touchdowns already. He's almost getting to 1,000.
If you look at the list of rushing leaders, he's number 1, and then he's also number 2 if you just count his yards after contact. You know what I mean? Because it's ridiculous, dude. And then it's the number 3 running back. It's just he's having another monster year. He's probably, especially with 17 games, he's gonna pass 2,000, and he might break the rushing record for the entire year. So we'll see.
With 17 games,
exactly.
He's gonna break that. But he had 130 yards, 3 touchdowns. He carried the team, and Matt Ryan, he only had 197 yards and 1 touchdown. He didn't really have to throw it too much.
Tannehill.
Yeah, I don't know. So I said Matt Ryan. Tannehill.
That's all good. I was confused as shit for a second. I'm what are you talking about? Oh, wait a minute. I was what game are we talking about?
Ryan Tannehill. My bad.
Ryan Tannehill, the Titans, they got the victory on Jacksonville, who, like we said, I don't think they'll get a win for weeks. So
James Robinson, a beast on Jack. That's one of the only good parts on Jacksonville.
That's it.
He had 149 yards and a touchdown. Just run the rock, man. That's all they got to do. He's doing all the work.
Well, they're fucking up because they only put up 19 points.
Urban Meyer's fucking up.
Urban Meyer might not last past 8 weeks here. Like, once you get to week 8, let's see if Urban Meyer still got a job.
Yeah, so. True.
But we both picked Tennessee, like you said.
Yeah. This next one, your boys, the Patriots versus Texans. Had a pretty similar game to them Eagles.
Oh, hell yeah. This game, listen, this was Mac Jones' not like coming out party because he didn't have a great game, but this was Mac Jones' moment, like his first moment of the season, where his first ever game-winning drive, come down, kick a field goal, wasted 7 minutes on 15 plays at the end of the game there on that last drive, man. Mac Jones did this damn thing. He looked poised the whole time. Let me look at his stats real quick. I know he was doing nice, you know.
He was 23 of 30, 231 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But 23 of 30, that's efficient.
I was saving this for the bubble, but I'm gonna just let it go now because it came up. Matt Ryan. I almost did it too. What the fuck? You did it too. Fuck Matt Ryan.
All these white quarterbacks look the same.
Mac Jones, okay, 70% completion percentage in 4 of his first 5 games here, and he also tied a rookie record with 135 completions, which tied Joe Burrow's rookie record. So he's doing a damn thing, man. He's doing what he needs to do. It's just it all needs to like be cohesive every drive type of situation here. We're getting injured all over the place, so it's really hard for us to play on our full strength because we're not. You know, we're just simply not. The Patriots were without 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen for this game. Only allowed 1 sack. You know what I mean? For 5 yards. So it's a team. We gotta come together. I couldn't believe when we were almost gonna lose to these fucking Texans, man. I was so scared, but they didn't. Pulled it out. Go Mac Jones.
Go Mac Jones. I bet on them Patriots.
Me too.
And, you know, I picked them Patriots to win this game, and you guys were able to pull it out. That was a nice win you guys had over there.
Thank God.
The Bears and the Raiders, this one went completely the opposite direction from what I want. I picked the Raiders in this one. Bears, man, Justin Fields looked hot in this one. Like, he was balling.
He did have that, like, leg injury where he, like, stepped and it looked like he bent weird, but he came right back in like a play or two later and finished the game there. But Justin Fields out here getting W's, you know.
12 of 20, 111 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. You know, rushing, Herbert had 75 yards. Mooney had 35 yards for receiving. They didn't really have a ton of yards, but they were able to win it 20-9.
Yeah.
That defense was just stopping Las Vegas from doing anything.
Exactly. The Raiders were not trying to win that game, man. It was just weird. That was John Gruden's last ever game coaching the Raiders.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll get to that here in a little bit. But we both picked Las Vegas. That is your first loss of the week there.
Yeah. And the next one here, the Browns and the Chargers. Man, the Browns thought they had it. Everybody thought they had it. They were controlling the board for a long time.
They were balling.
And I mean, the score is 47-42. I mean, the Chargers were behind for a while, and then old Justin Herbert, he's trying to make a run for MVP. It seems.
Yeah, man, this dude almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and the victory at the end there. So even with Eckler getting 3 touchdowns, like Justin Herbert this is his coming out year. Like I know he had a great rookie year, but he is balling right now.
Balling. And Mike Williams, man, he had 165 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns.
On only 6 receptions.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Or is that 8? I'm blind.
Baker Mayfield had 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Nick Chubb, 161 yards and a touchdown. David Njoku, who's you haven't really seen much of, 149 yards and a touchdown.
That was great, man.
Yeah, and I mean, Baker Mayfield, at this point, they came out and said that he's playing with a shoulder injury at this point. Apparently he has to wear like a brace on it whenever he's playing. So, I mean, he's not going to be fully healthy this whole season.
But he's still balling. He's still doing what he needs to do. Still getting that high completion percentage and putting up over 300 yards, man.
So they're able to plan around it, help them out.
Exactly.
That run game, Nick Chubb.
I did pick the Cleveland Browns in this one. You picked the Chargers, so you got another victory on that one.
With the high hand. Mm-hmm. Next one here, the Cowboys versus the Giants. Divisional game here.
This was exactly how we expected it to be.
Exactly. We both knew that the Cowboys were going to stomp these Giants. Daniel Jones ended up exiting the game with a concussion. This dude stumbling around on the field, didn't know where he was going, didn't know where he was. They had to cart him off the field because they didn't want to risk walking his ass back, I guess. But man, Mike Glenn ended up coming in with 196 yards, touchdown, and 2 picks. Daniel Jones only had 98 yards and no touchdowns, interceptions. Saquon Barkley also got hurt as well. They're calling it like a low sprain, but when they showed it, it looked like there was a huge bump on the side of his ankle. It looked like his ankle was broken.
Like it completely swelled up there. So who knows how long he's going to be out, but this is becoming normal. Like Saquon, he's gone for weeks, of course, and it's not that big of a deal really, other than the fantasy aspect, because the Giants haven't been relevant in so long. Maybe they would be with him, but they're even with them the first 5 weeks they're 1-4. So
I mean the Giants are so banged up right now too. They have a ton of players hurt.
Just one of them years for him, but we both picked Dallas on that.
Yeah, I mean Tony, who is their rookie wide receiver, this is his breakout game. 189 yards, 0 touchdowns. And he ended up throwing a punch at a Dallas player, got ejected. But you're a rookie receiver, you out here throwing punches.
Thinking you were like Andre Johnson or something, trying to go after that was pretty good.
Yeah. But on the other side, you had Dak with 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Ezekiel Elliott, 110 yards and a touchdown. And CD and Cooper, they were eating as well. Right. I mean, the Dallas, they're just playing great football right now. They're rushing, they're relying on the rush game and then throwing when they have to, and they're getting huge chunks when they do throw.
It looks like they look like how everybody expected them to look over the last 2 seasons. They look like they finally got everything going.
But they weren't leaning on Zeke as much, and now they are, and they have Tony Pollard as well.
Mm-hmm. So they actually have the run game, so it allows Dak to have a great pass game. So they're rolling, man. We play them next week, so I hope we can shut them down here.
I hope so too. But yeah, we both picked Dallas on that one. Next one here, 49ers and the Cardinals. The score makes it look a lot closer as well. The Cardinals, they had the lead on them. The 49ers couldn't really get anything going for a while. With Trey Lance under center. And then Trey Lance ended up getting hurt.
But he ended up leading the game in rushing yards with 89 on 16 carries, which is a little bit high for a fucking running or a quarterback. I don't think Lamar Jackson's getting 16 carries. You know what I mean? But I don't know what they're doing out there in San Fran. It's looking real iffy. The injury bug's starting to bite them again in the wrong spots.
Just like last year.
Mm-hmm.
Just like last year. And I mean, now Arizona just rolling. They're 5-0.
Arizona fucking rolling. Kyler Murray, MVP.
239 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins had his first really decent game so far. He's been kind of in the shadows the past couple weeks. But he had 87 yards and a touchdown. But yeah, man, they're 5-0, still undefeated, only team undefeated.
Still rolling, so until somebody stops them.
Yeah, we both picked the Cardinals, which goes to the Sunday night game, Bills and the Chiefs. This is exactly what I expected to happen.
This was a slacking. It almost was embarrassing to watch this because I'm we both picked Buffalo in this game, by the way, so we already saw this coming. Yeah. But it was oh God. Oh, God.
Oh, God. Is this really happening?
Buffalo is this good? Yes, Buffalo is this good, man. They're rolling to the Super Bowl. They're going to play these Chiefs again probably later on in the season, maybe in the AFC Championship, and they're going to whoop their ass then, too.
If the Chiefs make the playoffs.
The Chiefs will make the playoffs. Remember that list I was telling you about? It said, the Patriots had a 28% chance to make the playoffs right now, and the Chiefs, having the same record as us, in a tougher division than ours, a more competitive division, they had a 64% chance of still making the playoffs, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're going to make the playoffs.
But Josh Allen had 315 yards and 3 touchdowns, no picks. Josh Allen was also the leading rusher with 59 yards and a touchdown. He was hopping over dudes too. He was
I know that play was amazing.
Playing reckless out there in the rain.
I thought that shit was so cool, man.
But yeah, Knox, their tight end, had 117 yards and a touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 69 yards. Emmanuel Sanders, 2 touchdowns and 54 yards. But yeah, man, they're balling.
Money on that.
Yeah, I want some money too. Pat Mahomes, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Pat Mahomes also led in rushing with 61 yards, no touchdowns. Hardman had 76 receiving yards, no touchdowns as well. Things are not looking good for Kansas City as of right now.
It's really not. Clyde Edwards-Helaire went down as well.
He's on IR now. They put him on IR. But Patrick Mahomes has thrown 6 interceptions this season, and he threw 6 interceptions all season last year. Like, he threw 6 the whole season last year, and now 5 games he's already up to that. So
what's going on with them Chiefs, man?
What's going on? We thought that O-line was fixed. It seems like it's not.
They've been dropping passes. Even Tyreek's dropping passes. So I don't know.
Not even just drop passes, but like inaccurate passes. He's throwing them at the ground. He's missing receivers. Like, he looks thrown off.
He just doesn't look like himself. Like you say, he's throwing a bunch of passes into the dirt, and it just doesn't look right. But
it doesn't
Buffalo
look right
looks
at all.
Great, man.
They do. But yeah, the Monday night game here, the
Colts,
real
MVP, the real MVP season right here.
Lamar Jackson. These Colts started out hot, and then they kind of kept it up, and then last minute, like last half, like part of the third quarter, the Ravens, you're like, all right, it's time to start contributing. It's time to win this game now. Lamar Jackson went out here and did it himself. He was involved with 90%, like 95% of the yards on the field for the team. Like, it's crazy.
442, 4 touchdowns, 62 yards on the ground, man. Like, this dude is Michael Vick 2.0.
And they said he doesn't have an arm.
And they say the dude's not a quarterback. Oh, right. Yeah? Oh, yeah? 400, what, 6 incompletions? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 37-43. Crazy.
Dude,
no interceptions. 62 rushing yards, too.
Most likely, it's going to be him winning MVP again, which would be really nice to see that many MVPs. I haven't even seen him be mentioned so far. But, me neither, but after this game, I think it's going to propel him up there where they're going to start, okay, we need to pay attention to Lamar again. Maybe he is the best player in the league right now.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Ravens are 4-1. Mark Andrews had 147 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Hollywood Brown 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. So, like, the Ravens, they've been so damn good, but they have so many moments throughout all of these games where they look like they don't know what they're doing. Like, they start off and they're a mess at first, and then they're like, all right, time to play. And then they just ball out. And that's what, like, the Chiefs have done in the past, too, where, like, they get in a rut, and then, like, the whole team's like, all right, time to win this game.
It got to a point where we expected it out of the Chiefs, and we're not quite there with the Ravens yet, because when they're down 25 at some point, you're like, oh, shit, you know what I mean? Where the Chiefs are down that many points, you're just like, oh, it's a matter of time before Pat Mahomes does this. So maybe we'll start giving the Ravens the respect they need.
Yeah. And, I mean, even though the Colts lost, they're like that's on the defense, really. But I mean, like, the offense, like, Carson Wentz had a game. He had a career high in attempts, and he had like a career high in yards, 400 passing yards, 402. That's his career high. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He did have a fumble. Jonathan Taylor, 53 yards and a touchdown. He also had 116 receiving yards and a touchdown as well. Jonathan Taylor.
Damn.
Michael Pittman, 89 yards and a touchdown. The Colts had a damn good game. Carson Wentz played great. That's probably like his first great game for the Colts. And it sucks that they ended up losing. And I mean, they just lost to, obviously, the better team and the better offense at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we both picked Baltimore on that one as well. So to wrap things up, I went 12-4 for the week, which is typically a great week. 12-4. Good. Very great. I was beating Wyatt in the fucking overall scoreboard by 1. Wyatt then proceeded to go 15-1 this week. Only loss he had was Las Vegas. So now
almost had a perfect week.
Almost had a perfect week, man. And if the John Gruden shit didn't happen, he might have probably had a perfect week there. But Wyatt is now 53-27, and I'm 51-29. So he got a 2-game lead on me now.
Up by 2 now. I'm looking to keep it rolling.
Ridiculous. I'm gonna get that week back.
We'll see. We got a lot of season left here, so it's a lot of time. Before we get into the week 6 predictions, we're gonna go through the hot news. The hot takes here.
Hot
off the press news. Broncos signed veteran free agent wide receiver John Brown to the practice squad. So he has a new home. You haven't heard that name since on the Bills.
Yeah, it's good to see that he's got a home there.
Yeah. Following Russell Wilson's injury, they're working out QB Blake Bortles.
Ew.
Seattle. So I don't know if they just don't trust Geno Smith, or they're like, maybe if he gets injured, we don't have another guy. So
that's gross.
So they're expecting him to miss some time, though. Packers signed veteran cornerback Quentin Dunbar.
It's gonna be nice for them back there. So me and Ryan were talking about that today at practice there.
Seahawks released former starting cornerback Trey Flowers as well, which is pretty interesting.
Hey, you come back to New England, my boy. I don't know if it's the same Trey Flowers though. It sounds like you said cornerback.
Cornerback, yeah.
I don't know if that's the same Trey Flowers, but
we talked about this last week. The Saints picked up Cody Parkey. It might have been last week or 2 weeks ago. He's actually going on the injured reserve list now with a groin injury.
Oh my God!
Their kicker.
Of course.
More bad news for Detroit. Their Pro Bowl center Frank Ragnow will have season-ending toe surgery.
Season-ending toe surgery? That's a lame way to go out, man. It's not the same Trey Flowers, by the way. I just looked it up. I was like, wait a second. It's not the same Trey Flowers. He wasn't a cornerback for us. He was a big boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kyle Shanahan told reporters that Trey Lance had a sprained left knee, could cause him to miss some time. They have a bye week this coming week, but he could miss some time after that. So hopefully maybe Jimmy G will be ready to go by then.
Hopefully, man. Jimmy G looks like the option right now. Trey Lance may just be a little bit too young still. As far as being fresh,
Yeah, it's looking like it. We talked about Lamar Jackson. He's the first QB in NFL history to complete 85% of his passes in a 400-yard game. Highest completion percentage in a 40-pass game in NFL history. Franchise record 442 pass yards, and he overcame the largest deficit of his NFL career with 19.
But he's not a quarterback. Man, Lamar Jackson is the future. Is the future.
Could win MVP again.
Yeah.
Texans Pro Bowl left tackle Laramie Tunsil suffered a torn UCL in his thumb and he'll need surgery eventually. However, they hope it is that Tunsil can put off surgery until after the season and play through it somehow. I don't know.
Hey, if he's cool with it.
Doping the dude up every game so he's not feeling that pain in his thumb.
Exactly. Just keep him rolling. He's like, man, I don't need this. I'm good. Just fucking tape it. He's going to tape his thumb to his index finger so he doesn't ever have to use it. That's what's going to end up happening.
That's exactly. He's going to have some kind of glove or something, too.
He's going to look like Jason Pierre-Paul out there.
Yeah, they're going to have to get the dude who made his glove to make a glove for this dude. Which would get your glove maker on the line. Jaguars are now third team in 120. Man, Jaguars are now the third team in 102 NFL seasons to lose 20 games in a row.
Didn't they do that shit before? Or was it just the Lions?
It doesn't show me who the other two teams are, unfortunately, but that's just a crazy stat. Matt Ryan is now the eighth most passing yards in NFL history. Matty, he's staying in the league. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. He's just like, I'm just trying to put my name up there in the record books.
I just want to be up there until Justin Herbert knocks me down.
49ers placed George Kittle, who is listed as doubtful for Sunday's game on injured reserve, putting him out for at least 3 more games. And they have a bye week this week, so I don't know if it actually counts by game or by week.
Hopefully he only misses the next 2 games and they can get him back out there.
Yeah.
That dude's always hurt now too, though.
Next week, the NFL is taking a critical step toward playing a regular season game in Germany, possibly in 2022. On Tuesday, it will unveil 3 finalist cities. The league says it committed to multiple games in London each season, plus a game in Mexico.
Awesome. NFL expanding.
And the Seahawks are preparing for Russell Wilson to miss a month out.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's
4 games.
Not good at all. Packers finalized a deal to sign Cowboys linebacker Jalen Smith. We talked about was released last week.
They're shoring up that defense there a little bit better, you know.
Yeah. Yep. That's they're trying to make a run. They're trying to fix all the issues. You know, they're getting to almost to the promised land every year.
Before it's too late.
Yeah, before it's too late. Washington placed Logan Thomas on injured reserve. Tight ends out at least 4 weeks.
Damn.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good at all. Bears named Justin Fields a starter going forward, which is good for Chicago. Rejoice.
They did something Chicago.
Right.
Matt Nagy might not lose his job. Don't rejoice about that. Rejoice about Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. And hope for a new coach.
And hope for a new coach.
And, of course, the last bit of news is the most famous news as of right now. John Gruden has officially resigned as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, following not only an email that was released with a racist comment, but now more emails released, including misogynistic comments, homophobic comments, pretty much anything that you could think of. It's
enough that he was like, all right, I'm just going to resign.
I'm just going to resign.
I'm not even going to fight this. Like, they got me in 4K.
Resign in disgrace.
It's crazy. Like, and now there's like the NFLPA is trying to get the Washington football team to release all the emails.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's see what else was in there.
There's like over 160,000 emails, he said. And that what's even crazier is this all stemmed from them doing the investigation on Washington and Dan Snyder, and nothing has been released on him yet. So like and that just shows you these coaches are dispensable, but what about the owners? Like, why are they, what are they hiding on these owners? And a lot of and there's a lot of connections between this, because Jerry Jones is linked to this as well. And you think the NFL and Roger Goodell is really going to let Jerry Jones go down and other owners? Not a chance. Not a chance. They're going to try to hide this as much as possible.
Until it comes to light.
Until it inevitably comes to light, but it's an NFL investigation right now. It's not like a federal or anything. So, I mean, they can keep whatever they have under house.
They're like, let's just like have some sacrificial lambs, like John Gruden, to keep this other stuff under wraps. Like everybody thinks that's the worst of it. Let's leave it at that.
And maybe Dan Snyder, one owner, will give up, but not Jerry Jones or any of these other ones.
Exactly. But probably Robert Kraft too, somehow involved. Who knows? I don't think he's involved in any racist stuff, but
I'm sure a lot of owners have some shit they want to hide.
Robert Kraft likes to party, man. I know
we know that. But since John Gruden has resigned, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers issued a statement saying that they're removing him from being a member of the Buccaneers Rings of Honor. They're like, nope, we don't want any association with you right now.
In themselves. And now that I think about it, like, because I was thinking about Robert Kraft and how he likes to party. You remember that picture a couple years ago of Jerry Jones and them strippers?
Yeah, and that's what
Robert Kraft probably took the picture.
But that's really, it kind of goes into what I was going to mention next. Is it's causing a lot of questions and backlash on Twitter and social media, because now people are looking like at all these other players that are in the Rings of Honor or being put up on pedestals that have done shit in the past. They're like, they're saying like Ben Roethlisberger, O.J. Simpson is still like on the Rings of Honor and shit.
I saw people talking about the halftime show even. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, that's bringing up a lot of questions right now, too. And I'm sure it's going to affect a lot of things going forward. And I'm sure this is far from over. I'm sure this is far from over, too.
Always got some type of drama in the NFL, man.
And the last thing, it kind of involves the NFL here. New York's championship drought. It will be more than a decade between titles for New York sports teams and the NFL, MLB, NBA, and NHL. The last team to win was the Giants in 2012. New York, Your sports teams are done. They haven't been
Sports
anything.
teams suck.
If you're from New York, don't even talk about your teams.
I hope the Yankees would have won this year, but they suck.
But that's all the flash news, the hot takes right now. So, of course, we're going to talk about our week 5. Oh, man, I messed it up.
Week 6.
Of course, we're going to talk about our week 6 picks this week. And I guess we got to talk about Thursday night's game. The Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming to Philadelphia, and they're playing the Eagles on a short week at 8:20. Luckily, I'm going to miss half this game because I'm going to see a premiere of Halloween Kills Thursday night. So it kind of works out, so I don't have to see most of it. I just got to see the end of it.
You're going to get out the theater. It's going to be the third quarter. It's going to be 45-6. You're going to be like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't watching this game.
You're going to drive home, and when you get home, it's going to be 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's going to be 55-6. You'll be like, oh, shit.
Oh, shit. I know what's going to happen. But I did say that the same thing about when they played the Chiefs, and they actually played them kind of well. So who knows? Maybe they'll play up to the competition. The defense played really well last week. I'm still picking the Buccaneers in this game.
Yeah, like even whenever they played the Patriots, and the Patriots played them tough, I still picked the Buccaneers in that game. I thought the Buccaneers were going to...
Exactly. Their defense is very shaky. I think the Eagles, if they have a good game plan, and that's a big old if, they
Tom
could
Brady
get some points
leads the league
on
in yards right now, though. Yeah. Tom Brady leads the league in yards.
Exactly. So, I mean, if Darius Slay and Steven Nelson are the corners that they made themselves out to be this past week, hopefully that can kind of stop them and helps Gronk is out. He's not playing. Right. So hopefully they just have to rely on their receivers. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? I'm still picking the Buccaneers, though. Hopefully the Eagles can win, but I'm still picking the Buccaneers.
Exactly. Me too.
Next game here on Sunday, Dolphins and the Jaguars. This is a hard game to pick, man.
Look at this. This is in London. So this is their fucking
9:30.
2 London games, and the Jaguars get their home game. So
London's like, finally, Jaguars are back.
Jacksonville. This is tough because I really don't want to pick the Jaguars to win this game because I just said Detroit's going to get a win before them.
I know. I kind of want to pick the Jaguars to win it too.
Oh man, Trevor Lawrence gets his first win in London. Miami Dolphins suck.
Miami's 3.5-point favorites.
I'm going back on what I said a little bit ago. I'm going to pick Jacksonville in this game.
I'm going to pick Jacksonville as well.
I think they get it done. Urban Meyer's like, yeah, and he goes and gets a pint after the game. He doesn't fly back with the team. He just sits there.
He's going to stay and mess around with some London girls.
Mm-hmm.
Next game here, the Packers and the Bears. Green Bay are 4.5-point favorites. And this one is at Soldier Field in Chicago, but I don't think that's going to matter. Aaron Rodgers is Batman. He going to get the dub.
This is the type of game that normally would be a knuckleball game if you just look at the names of the teams playing, but it's not. It's going to be a shellacking. The Packers, even if it's close, if the Packers don't put up like 28 points or something like that, the Bears might only get 17, something like that. So
still going up against a rookie QB. I mean, that Bears defense is good, but you also got Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones.
And they know the Bears very well. So
exactly.
Aaron Rodgers is going to win that game.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going with the Packers on that one. The Bengals and the Lions here. I'm picking the Bengals.
Yeah, like I said, I know what I just said about Jacksonville, but I'm going to pick the Bengals in this one. I think the Bengals are too good right now to lose to a Lions team like this. Even with Dan Campbell's crying, like the Bengals are too good right now. Bearing anything happening to Joe Burrow, he's going to be getting the ball to Jamar Chase like it's nothing, like they're back in LSU, and it's going to be awesome.
Definitely. I mean, that's just going to strengthen his case even more for Rookie of the Year, too.
Mm-hmm.
Next one here, Texans and the Colts. I'm picking the Colts in this one.
Yeah, it's hard not to pick the Colts. Even though the Texans put up a hell of a game against the Patriots there, the Patriots aren't very good right now. So the Colts aren't either, don't get me wrong. It looks like you can get tickets for this game for as low as $22. But with that being said, Jonathan Taylor's a beast. I think that the Colts and Carson Wentz is kind of getting his footing as far as like running that offense. So I'm going to pick the Colts on this one as well.
Okay. Next one, Rams and the Giants. lock of the week, a pick of the Rams.
Lock of the week. Oh shit. Okay, I'm picking the Rams too, but I don't think that's the lock of the week.
You don't think so? Rams against the Giants without
Nah,
Danny Dimes?
the next game here is the lock of the week.
Chiefs and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Kansas City whoops up on the football team. Okay, they get back in
Kansas City as well.
They can't just keep sliding. They're gonna get right back in their winning ways. I don't know if Tyreek Hill's gonna have a great game or not, but Pat Mahomes will. He's leading the league in touchdowns right now, even with the shitty performance that he had the last couple weeks. So Pat Mahomes and these Chiefs get it done in Washington.
Yeah, I'm picking them as well. So the Rams then, and then the Chiefs. Vikings, Panthers. I'm picking the Vikings in this one.
Yeah, this will be a knuckleball game.
You think
this will be a 22-24 type of game here. Like I'm gonna pick Minnesota as well, but I think that'll be a really close game.
Okay. Chargers and the Ravens. This is a 1 o'clock game.
God.
This should have been a primetime game.
This should be a primetime game, not the Steelers and the Seahawks.
I know. This is a hard one. Baltimore are 3-point favorites in this one. And it's at M&T Bank Stadium too in Baltimore.
This is tough, bro.
I'm picking the Chargers.
I was gonna say I'm gonna pick whoever you don't pick. I'm picking Baltimore.
I'm picking the Chargers. I know me and you just gloated over, like, we've been just kind of hyping Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens up. But like I said, they've been kind of playing slow to start out, and then they kind of have to play their way out. I think the Chargers are a team you don't want to do that against.
Exactly. It's not going to be just as easy to come back on these motherfuckers. Justin Herbert has a mission right now.
Exactly. I mean, I honestly think the Ravens could win as well, but I'm picking the Chargers to win this one.
Completely understand. I'm just going to pick the Ravens on that one because that's a coin flip to me. I think either one of them could win that game.
Yeah. Cardinals and the Browns.
Damn, bro. Another fucking good-ass game.
Yeah.
I'm rolling with my boys, Arizona. I'm rolling with Arizona all year here, baby. Let's go until they lose a game. Arizona all
I'm rolling with the Cardinals, too. How could you not?
How could you not? Because even if Cleveland puts up 40 points on them, the Cardinals and Kyler Murray are capable of coming back. Especially, and that the Browns are liable to let them come back because we've seen this shit. So I'm going to go with Arizona. Browns are very good, but they're going to end up 3-3 after this week.
Yeah. Raiders and the Broncos. I'm going to pick the Broncos in this one.
Yeah, and I feel like we have a lot of the same picks here, but I'm going to pick Denver in this one as well, just because it's looking pretty tumultuous in LA or Las Vegas right now. So, and it's in Mile High. Teddy Bridgewater's back and he's playing. I'm going to roll with Denver in this one.
All right. Cowboys and the Patriots. Dallas are 4-point favorites. I'm picking the Cowboys in this one. Sorry, Bert.
It's okay because my brain is saying Dallas.
It's in Foxborough, too.
Pick Dallas. But my heart is saying...
pick them Patriots?
Pick the Patriots.
Listen, I would love nothing more than your Patriots to beat these Cowboys. I would love it.
But brain is telling you that the Cowboys are going to smash us. You know what I mean? But I'm going to pick the New England Patriots in this game. I'm going to stick with my boys. We're going to beat Dallas in Foxborough. Mac Jones going to get his first win over the Cowboys. Let's go. So I'm rolling with New England Patriots in this.
Okay. Seahawks and the Steelers on primetime. I'm picking the Steelers in this one, especially with Russell Wilson out.
Same, man. It's hard to pick Seattle right now. I know Ben Roethlisberger and them Steelers aren't really great, and their offense ain't great. They just lost Juju, but the Seattle seems to be in more of a rut right now as far as injuries and things like that go. So I'm definitely picking Pittsburgh.
Absolutely.
In Pittsburgh. I'm definitely
in Pittsburgh, yeah. Monday night, Bills and the Titans.
Ooh. Oh man, I don't care how
5.5-point favorites.
I don't care if Derrick Henry gets 400 yards. Josh Allen and the Bills are winning this game.
It's in Nashville, Tennessee.
Don't matter.
I'm picking the Bills as well.
It don't even matter. Buffalo's winning this game, man. They're on a fucking torrent right now, trying to roll through all these teams and prove that they are the real deal.
I'm picking the Bills as well on that one. But that's the lineup here for week 6. That's the picks.
As far as the bye weeks, we had the Falcons, the Saints, the Jets, and the 49ers all on a bye this week.
Okay. Yeah, but that's like the first week for the bye weeks, it seems. So let's kind of talk about some other news here. We got some NBA news before we hit the bias bubbles. We only got a little bit here. Ben Simmons back in Philadelphia as of right now.
Showed up.
Just showed up. Apparently, they texted like the owner saying like he's outside.
Ben Simmons is out in the parking lot, just standing there looking at the windows, just with a boom box, just standing there, just like, yo, should we let him in? Should I get security?
Apparently, they had a lot of talks to move towards a resolution, but apparently they're still looking for trade partners as of right now. Okay. He has officially taken his COVID test, and they're going through like the physical protocols and everything to get him back into practice. Apparently, it looks like he's going to rejoin the roster. All the players, like including Joel Embiid, said like we're all professionals here. We're gonna just kind of move on as a team. Like we just gotta not even acknowledge it at this point.
Exactly.
But it's gonna cause an issue.
That's because the first time he pisses off Joel Embiid, he's gonna call him some motherfucking shit. You know what I mean? It's gonna be wild. So he's not gonna probably finish the season in Philly, but he will start the season there.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Next year, Zaire Wade, the son of Dwayne Wade, is signing a contract in the NBA G League and expected to join the Utah Jazz affiliate Salt Lake City Stars.
Awesome.
And Dwayne Wade, his dad, is part owner of the Jazz.
Maybe that's why.
I'm sure that's definitely why.
I didn't even think about that.
He's in the NBA now.
For now.
He is 20 years old.
Jello was in the NBA too for a little bit. We had all three of them.
He's on the G League right now.
I think he got cut.
I think he just signed to another team. I saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
He signed to another team.
Okay, well he's okay. So they still got three ball brothers. So maybe Wade can do it here.
18 former NBA players have been arrested and charged federally for defrauding the NBA's health and welfare benefit plan out of $4 million. This is similar to a story that happened within the NFL, like just within the last year that happened as well. It's like the same thing. They're defrauding them out of the medical plan.
And there's some big names on that list, like Glenn Baby Davis,
Yeah, Tony Allen, Darius Miles. That's crazy. Like, oh my God, you think these people would learn?
I mean, it is what it is. They're already millionaires, but they're trying to defraud stuff. They're facing jail time over this.
Yeah, federal charge. Players will not be randomly drug tested for marijuana this season in the NBA.
Awesome. That's
Let
great
them
news.
smoke.
Let them do whatever they need to do to get that pain tolerance. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Pain management. NBA players were informed unvaccinated players who breach quarantine in Toronto will face criminal offense. Unvaccinated players only able to leave hotel room for team activities. Per Canada's Quarantine Act, violations could lead up to 6 months in prison or $750,000 in fine.
Almost $1 million fine. That is crazy, dude.
Or time in prison. It's crazy.
Or time in prison. Pick your poison.
And leading into that, we got the biggest news out of the NBA. The Nets GM, Sean Marks, announced that Kyrie Irving will not play or practice with the team until he is eligible to be a full participant. And that is whenever he gets the shot.
He said, we don't want no part-time partners, okay? We are a full-time. We're trying to win a championship here. We got Kevin Durant and James Harden. You want to be a part of this, then don't be a part of it.
And apparently, I saw this. This was news before that news was even announced. This was from like yesterday. The GM said that they were going to consult with like Kevin Durant, James Harden, and like the stars, like other than Kyrie, to see what they wanted to do. And they all agreed pretty much this is the best way. So it was like, we talked about it before. He was threatening retirement if they traded him. So the Nets were like, all right, so we won't trade you. We just won't play you.
And now
you're going to
since that news is coming out, and like now this will be coming out Thursday. So who knows what kind of news will be coming out by the time this airs. But
yeah.
He apparently is still firm on his stance that he is not getting the vaccine even after this announcement. He's like, okay.
So I don't know what's going to happen. Kyrie going to retire?
He might.
Who knows? He going to retire for a year until the mandates are over in these cities?
Yeah, possibly. It's just like, all right, I'm going to take a year off.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking that way now.
It really is, but it kind of hurts the Nets' chances, but I still think they're favorites to win the NBA championship.
Yeah, but now if like they start getting injuries, it's really going to affect them.
Exactly.
Before we hit the bias bubble tonight, it's opening night for the NHL. So one game is already officially over. The Penguins and the Lightning. They beat the Lightning 6-2. Opening
Damn,
night.
They beat the champs.
Without Sidney Crosby.
Okay.
So yeah, and the Kraken are getting beat 2-0 right now by the Vegas Golden Knights, and it's the beginning of the second period, so it could go either way. Maybe they can come back to win that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Brand new team, first game ever. Let's see what happens.
Exactly. But that's it of the news this week. So we're gonna go right into our bias bubble. Vern, what do you have for us?
All right. So this week for my Lakers, got a couple things here because the season's starting to ramp up. This is actually not Lakers related, but it is. J.R. Smith made his collegiate debut in the golf tournament. You know what I mean? I thought that was pretty fucking awesome.
I heard he got swarmed by bees.
He did get swarmed by bees. I saw that video as well. He was just like walking away, and he's just like freaking out. Like he was just, hey, I know how it feels. You got bees chasing you sometimes. That shit's scary. But congratulations to J.R. Smith on his competing in his first one here. I don't know. I don't see any stats on as far as like how he did in the first day there, but or even if it was multiple days, but I saw that he made his debut there. Trevor Ariza out, surgery.
I saw
2 months, my boy. He's got an ankle injury, I think is what they were saying, but he's going to be out for 2 months already. It's all right because that just means we will have him for the postseason if we make the postseason, but that's not a great way to start the year.
No.
Oh, I got another one for you. THT, Taylor Horton Tucker. This motherfucker hurt his thumb. He's got to have surgery on his thumb. So, like, I don't know how they didn't announce how long he's going to be out yet, but he's going to have surgery as well. At least a couple weeks, So, cool. 2 players already had surgery. We didn't even start the season yet. Oh, by the way, we're 0-4 in the preseason. Haven't won a game. They literally have not won a game since that Jay Crowder and LeBron James picture from the like they haven't won a game since then. I'm telling you, like, I don't understand.
It's just preseason though. I wouldn't be shook so far. I mean, even Russell Westbrook I saw was out there. He had like 19 turnovers in these preseason games.
Yeah, a shitload of turnovers already. And I know nobody's worried.
Keep that energy for the regular season, he said.
I just want to see some greatness, okay? That's all I want to see. This team has got me my hype through the roof. This team's got me more hype than the one that won the championship, Honestly, it's a better team than the one that won the championship.
Yeah.
Maybe not, like, just because we're talking about these players and the ages they are, but talent-wise, this is a much better.
Yeah, right. Overall, you have a much better talent-wise team. I agree.
This team
it's more exciting.
Phenomenal. It's super exciting, man. But not a great start, okay? As far as I'm concerned, there has been no negative news about LeBron or AD, and we won the chip with just those two. So as long as we have those two rolling, I'm cool. We don't got Caruso. That's the bad part. I wish we still had Caruso, to be completely honest
over there in Chicago right now.
LeBron wearing a headband in honor of Caruso, okay? I'm telling you, that's why he's been wearing the headband. But that's all I really have for my Lakers. I'm really excited for the opening of the season, but we're a couple weeks away from that there.
Yeah.
As far as my Patriots, beat Houston and that nail-biter, that fucking crazy ass. It wasn't really a nail-biter. It was just more or less like a shameful, like, ass whooping for most of the game there. But then eventually we got it together. Like I said, Mac Jones had his first game-winning drive where we came down, Nick Folk field goal. Congratulations. Damian Harris checked out of the game with a rib injury. He was checked out. He's fine. He's all good. Hopefully he plays next week. We'll see what happens. He is questionable, but he should be good to play next week there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brady. This came out of that book that's been all these excerpts of coming out of,
Yeah.
Apparently Brady was about to peace out on training camp in 2019 over contract disputes.
Really?
He wanted a 2-year deal to make him play he was 45. The same deal Buccaneers gave him, I know they extended him, but a 2-year deal. And he had already been playing on 1-year deals for like the past 2-3 years, to save money.
Yeah.
And Robert Kraft wanted to do it, but Belichick did not. Okay. Apparently Robert Kraft wanted to, but he was like, he's like, I'm not. This Bill Belichick's decisions. This is his team. He's not Jerry Jones at the end of the day, more or less. Like
he
he's letting
get
go
involved with that shit.
Exactly, but in the book it says Robert Kraft wanted to do it. He was fine with giving him 2 years. Belichick wasn't. And Brady, this pissed him off so much that he almost left at the end of training camp. He almost just like left. You know what I mean? I don't know that they were vague about it. I don't know if that means retired, just like refused to play, but he almost just left at the end of training camp and then ended up just not playing through the season and just piecing in free agency and going into Tampa right afterwards.
That's crazy.
Like, that shit is crazy, man. I like hearing. I hope it's true, not because of anything like bad, just because it's the look behind the curtain. You know what I mean? I like whenever we get a glance behind the curtain, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And then last thing I had here is Rex Ryan out here talking shit.
He is. I saw that.
Out here talking shit, pissing me off. I'm so tired of Rex Ryan. Why are you even still talking about the Patriots? Get the fuck out of here,
He is talking hardcore shit on you guys. Shit.
He said, quote, they have no shot at the playoffs with P. Shooter Jones. P. Shooter. Get the fuck out of here. You not hear what I just told you earlier in this fucking podcast, Rex Ryan? Tied a rookie record for the most completions, okay? Like, this dude, I can't believe it. Fuck Rex Ryan. Fuck him. Fuck the Jets. And fuck the Bills while he was there. I do kind of fucks with the Bills. Like I said, I'm a Patriots fan, but
when he was there, did not mess with him.
Oh, fuck the Bills when Rex Ryan was there. He looked so stupid. I hate Rex Ryan, and I always have hated Rex Ryan. So as soon as this came out, I was just like, no, you did not. Like, and I hope Bill Belichick and the Patriots make the playoffs. Not for Mac Jones, not for a Super Bowl. Ryan. Just in spite of Rex Ryan. I fucking hate that. Oh my god. I just had to get that out real quick. That's it. I'm done.
The Bulls, they only played 3 preseason games so far. They won all of them. Each star that we just got kind of had their own game. The first game, Zach LaVine balled out. Second game, Lonzo Ball had a great game. He was knocking down threes like crazy. He had like 6 of them. And then the third game, DeMar DeRozan balled out in the third one.
I saw him change the shooting style.
Yeah, dude, his shot looks so smooth now. Like, it's just so slick.
He fixed it.
He did. He got fixed. Ben Simmons needed to take some notes or get with the dude that worked with Lonzo.
If Lonzo could do it, Ben Simmons could do it. Come on.
Exactly. Lonzo turned into a great player.
Lonzo's going to be a great player, man. He's going to be an all-star.
Bulls are getting healthy as of right now. We were missing some players. They're starting to come back. Patrick Williams is actually practicing with the team now. They're saying he might play in the last preseason game. But it seems like he's going to be a go for the start of the season. Kobe White's going to miss like maybe a little bit of time. He's still healing from the surgery that he had, but he'll be back. So, I mean, things are looking good right now. The Bulls are looking pretty smooth. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited to get the season underway. Same thing with the Flyers,
Right.
So they play here soon as well. As far as the Eagles, Tom Brady talking about the Eagles today.
Oh, shit.
And it was actually good. I was expecting him to kind of throw some shade at Philly, but he didn't. He said he praised the Eagles defense when they asked him what stood out on tape. He singled out Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, and Derek Barnett. So they have one of the best D-lines in football. Called them an ascending and very dangerous team.
Tom Brady already watched 400 hours of tape on y'all by the time he said that. You know what I mean? So he means it.
Exactly. So, like, I don't think, a guy of that stature saying that means that he sees something.
Tom Brady knows these defenses better than these defenses know themselves.
Exactly. And I'm sure the Eagles don't even know what their defense is right now. So he already knows.
Every team tell you.
Apparently, Jalen Hurts said that after the Chiefs game, Patrick Mahomes gave him a message. He said, keep playing the way you're playing. It's going to come. It's going to come. Like, keep it coming. Like he said, just keep your game up. Like, it's going to come. It's going to click eventually. That's what Patrick Mahomes told Jalen Hurts.
Right.
And Hurts told him, he said, I'll see him again one day. That's what Jalen Hurts said. He's like, I'll see him again one day.
And in the regular season, you see him good.
Savage. The Dolphins signed Travis Fulgham to their practice squad. So Travis Fulgham.
He's back. Wait.
He's in Miami.
I thought you said the Eagles side, but you said the Dolphins.
We had him, and then we released him from the practice squad, and Miami scooped him.
Hey, I mean, Miami needs all the help they can get right now.
Yeah. Dallas Goedert placed on the COVID list. He tested positive
Damn.
today. He did get vaxxed. So if he can have two negative tests within the next 24 hours, he can play Thursday. It's not looking good. So it's looking like it's just going to be Zach Ertz out there.
Okay, well, at least you still got Zach Ertz.
Exactly. Good thing we did trade him.
Exactly. He's happy. He's like, I'm a start. Oh shit.
And I want to talk about my boy Javon Hargrave, the grave digger dude from Pittsburgh that we scooped last season. Among all defensive tackles through 5 weeks, he's number one in sacks, number one in he's 23% pass rush win rate, is first in the NFL, 9.4 pass rush productivity first, 7 tackles for loss and 17 run stops, and he's first in all of them.
Damn.
Like Javon Hargrave is having like a career year right now.
So this dude gonna be defensive player of the year.
Only 3 defensive tackles in NFL history have recorded 6+ sacks and 7+ TFLs in first 5 weeks. Javon Hargrave, Warren Sapp, and Geno Atkins. So Javon Hargrave is balling so far.
Okay, that's nice to hear. That's nice to hear. So
it's encouraging.
Right.
Against Charlotte, we had 3 interceptions, 3 sacks, and 3.8 yards per play averaged again for their offense. So
that defense is clicking.
Held them in check. So hopefully they could do something against the Buccaneers, and hopefully the offense could do something if they end up getting some stops.
They might only score like 28 on you.
Maybe. Just 28. This was the Eagles' first 3 interception game since week 2 of 2019 against Atlanta. And Slay is the first Eagle with 2 interceptions in a game since Jordan Hicks versus the Cowboys in 2016.
Damn. So I mean, like, he's good though. You know, was it Darius Slay?
Yeah, Slay is the first. He's the first Eagle with 2 interceptions in a game since Jordan Hicks.
He's the man, bro.
Yeah.
He used to be on Detroit, right?
Yeah, he used to be on Detroit. So I mean, ever since he came to the Eagles, even though the defense has looked suspect, he's only allowed 2 games to receivers with 100 yards. Like, he's held every single receiver in every game for us under 100 yards except for 2. Like,
he's a beast, man.
He's a beast. Like, he's not flashy. Like, he doesn't get that many interceptions. He knocks passes down. He stops them from getting there. He
stops them from throwing to that direction of the field.
Exactly. And the last thing I had, 2 things I had here. Quez Watkins, 91-yard reception against the 49ers is the longest reception in NFL so far this season. I didn't know that. That's crazy. And Quez Watkins, man, he needs to take Jalen Reagor's spot at number 2 receiver because he is balling every game now. It seems like he gets 1 deep ball every game, and I think they need to just start going his way more. Because, I mean, Devontae Smith, he's getting all the looks too. He's had like 70-yard games now, 100-yard games. So Watkins, he's just as good. So I feel like he has a lot of potential going forward.
Absolutely.
And the last thing I had here, apparently Nick Sirianni had a long, hard meeting with the team after the loss last week. And apparently he did more yelling and screaming than ever before. Nick Sirianni. So he's usually a dude that seems cool, calm, and composed, but dude, he apparently was screaming because of all the penalties. And this game there were some penalties, but the second half there was only 1. So I mean,
a little bit more clean.
It was a lot more clean than previous games. And there was one of the calls, man, I never see it. Dude was screaming at the refs. Nick Sirianni, he was pissed. So I mean, this is a dude that's not afraid to show his emotion to the team. It's not like Doug Peterson where he's kind of, that's all right, we'll figure it out. It is what it is. That's on me. I'll figure it out.
He just takes his visor off and wipes his head and puts his visor back on.
But yeah, that's all the news I have as far as the bias bubble. So that goes into the crazy sports fact of the podcast, and this is a new, very recent one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Entering Sunday afternoon, NFL teams were 401-0 in the Super Bowl era when scoring 40 points in a game without committing a turnover. Following the Browns' loss this week, that number is now 401-1. They put up 40 points and no turnovers and still lost.
It would be the Browns, man. Of all teams in the league to get that stat, it would be the Browns.
Either the Browns or the Lions. But yeah, the Browns. But yeah, that's nuts. Even though they've been playing well, they've been losing games, and now this. What are they supposed to do with that? That's not good morale.
It can only go up from here, man.
That's what they
Hey,
say.
you can only go up.
But yeah, that's the show this week. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to go follow us on Twitter at Squad Pod Sports. We're trying to get to 1,000 follows by the end of the year. Last time I checked, we were at 888.
Ooh, we're almost at 900.
Almost at 900. So we only need to get like 120 some more, 118 something, get to 1,000, and we have a couple months to do that. That's more than enough time.
Give us a retweet. Something, just help us out a little bit.
Definitely. And make sure to go like and subscribe on the YouTube, because that's the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much stuff on this YouTube.
Exactly.
Go ahead and just take a look at the page and just scroll down the uploads. You'd be like, holy shit, it's only been a year? Yeah, it's only been a year.
Yeah, tons and tons of content. There's almost 200 videos on there now to check out. So definitely go peruse the whole channel. Lots of content for all of your needs. And until next week, we'll talk to everybody later.
Peace.
See ya.